Hello, thank you so much for being here. My name is Deborah Campagnaro, and I am working with Jesse Letta, and we have established Indigenous Kokoda Adventures. And we are the first wholly Indigenous, locally owned, led, and operated tour operator on the Kokoda Track in Papua New Guinea. So a little bit of a backstory about how this came to be. In 2017, I traveled to Papua New Guinea with my husband and completed the Kokoda Track. And if you've not done it, then yes, the stories are indeed true. It is one of the most challenging treks in the world, and we were very happy to have completed it intact with no broken bones and no requirement for evacuation. But it wasn't until I arrived home that the processing of everything happened. The harshness of the life there, the struggle of the people, and the hopelessness in the eyes of the mothers when we were there remains with me still. And I knew once we got back that there needed to be, I just needed to be involved somehow to do something. Anyways, long story short, I was put in touch with Jesse, who had the same vision as I did. And then in early 2018, we began working together and we established Indigenous Kokoda Adventures, or IKA. And our mission is to not only honor the lives of the original Fuzzy Wuzzy angels, but also to improve the lives of the people that live in the communities along the track. Our employment benefits to our porters and guides is some more in keeping with what the rest of the world expects. We pay a competitive wage, we contribute to the NOWS fund for our porters and guides, we offer health insurance, bank account opening, the bank assists with that, and some financial advice for the porters and guides. And I mean, this is just a few of the things that we offer. And because we're paying our guides directly, there is no tourism leakage of funds that is paid out as far as contractors go. We work directly with the porters and guides. We employ them, and that's better for them. One of the things that we also like to think we do is we tell the stories in the local voice. And as everybody knows, when you're traveling anywhere, if you're having a tour, it makes no sense to have somebody telling you the story if they're not from that area. If you were to go to Paris or Berlin or anywhere, you would want to hire a local guide. They know the places best. They know the unseen secret places to go to, the best places to eat that the locals eat at and shop at. And Kokoda Track is no different. And to us, it just makes sense to have these stories told in the local voices. You get the subtle nuances and the background of so many things that foreign storytellers just don't have that opportunity or the knowledge to do so. Stories are told at through the foreign lens, through a bias that just doesn't happen when you have a local guide. So that, like I mentioned earlier, one of the things we are trying to do as well is reduce tourism leakage. We book directly, and there is no middleman with us. The money that goes directly to the porters and guides stays with them and benefits the communities and the families. And we like to think in one small way we are chipping away at the cycle of poverty there. And because that is so important to us, to Indigenous Kokoda Adventures. That's one of the pillars that we are built upon, helping to end the cycle of poverty. We also believe that the biggest way to do that is through the education of the children. And as many of you know, access to education in remote villages is very difficult. Some villages have schools. A lot of them don't. These schools only go up to grade 8. And if parents want to educate their children beyond grade 8, they need to pay to have their children sent out to the cities and also to pay for the school fees. And as we all know, education is not a cheap feat. And if there are more than one, if there is more than one child to be educated, brothers and sisters, generally it's the boys that get educated, historically speaking. One thing that Jesse and I both agree on is education for both boys and girls is critical. And truly in this day and age, if a country is not educating both both boys and girls, there is just no way they can be economically viable. It just doesn't make sense. Women make up half the population on this earth, and there's no reason why they should not be educated anywhere, particularly the Kokoda Track. One thing that we are doing is we're working with local coffee farmers in the Kokoda region, and we are selling locally grown coffee under the IKA brand, and the net proceeds benefit our foundation that we've started, the IKA Foundation. And the benefit of the foundation and that the basis of it is to provide, by way of scholarships, assistance with post-grade 8 education. And we were fortunate. We did fund one child for his grade 9 education, but then COVID hit, and opportunities more or less were on pause, just like everything else around the globe with COVID. On that note, during COVID, we took that opportunity to build further relationships with global organizations, tourism organizations that have supported us and continue to support us. And some of those organizations are just phenomenal with what they've done for us. Adventure Travel Trade Association, Planetara Foundation, Terra Incognita, Traveler Storyteller. We've got a few more that we're working on. Painted Circle we're joining, as well as Tour Hub. And there's just so many smaller platforms that have stepped up and told our story, and we are truly thankful for that. And COVID did give us an opportunity to build those relationships and make them stronger. Two other relationships we have that benefit our foundation is with Global Rescue. They are a travel and medical insurance company. They're global, as their name says, and they also offer evacuation insurance, which is critical for the Kokoda Track. You don't know what's going to happen, and it would be horrible to not be able to walk your way out and need to be evacuated by helicopter and not have insurance for that. So Global Rescue saves your wallet and your person. And the other organization we're working with is Grail, and if you're not familiar with Grail's water bottles, they are phenomenal. They have built-in filters, which would be a great asset to your trek along the Kokoda Track, as clean running water is one of the issues that we have along there. And although the porters and guides do know where the clean water is, it's not always readily available when you're trekking. So if you have a Grail water bottle, the water is instantly filtered. And if purchases are made with these two products on our website, 10% goes back to our foundation, which again will assist with our scholarships for the kids along the Kokoda Track. So in closing, I would just like to say that the rebirth of tourism since COVID started has given everybody pause to think about how important it is for local communities to be involved in anything that impacts their community. I mean, there's no point in having people trekking through the Kokoda Track if the local people whose homes this is aren't having a say in what happens there. And we are honored to be working with the villages and the people there and trying to improve things for them, and certainly offering life-changing treks for tourists and telling the stories in the local voice. So thank you very much. I appreciate listening, and we hope to see you there soon. Take care. Bye-bye.